The miscalculation. The gentle blue glow of holographic displays cast eerie shadows across Admiral Kyria Voss's face as she studied the incoming data. The command center of Earth Defense Command was silent except for the soft hum of quantum processors and the occasional beep of sensor alerts. For 3 weeks, EDC had been tracking the unknown vessels that had entered the outer reaches of the solar system. They're making no attempt to hide their approach, Admiral, Lieutenant Commander Ryu said, breaking the silence. 27 capital ships, over 200 support vessels. Voss nodded, her silver-streaked hair pulled back in a tight bun that emphasized her sharp features. At 58, she had seen humanity through the Third Resource War and the Antarctic Rebellion. But this was different. This was what humanity had been preparing for since the first radio signals were detected from Proxima Centauri 30 years ago. Have they responded to our hails? She asked, though she already knew the answer. No, ma'am. But we're detecting active scanning of our defense systems and orbital platforms. Voss straightened her midnight blue uniform and made her decision. Initiate Protocol Lighthouse. Let's show them we see them. Within minutes, every radio telescope, orbital array, and long-range scanner humanity possessed focused on the approaching fleet. The gathered data was processed through EDC's quantum AI network, creating the most detailed analysis possible of the alien vessels. Admiral, a voice called out. Captain Elena Santos approached with a tablet in hand. We've completed initial analysis. They're called the Naxarians, based on intercepted communications. Their technology appears to be approximately 50 years ahead of our public capabilities. Voss noted the careful wording. Public capabilities. Excellent. And their weapons systems. Plasma-based. As we suspected. Their shields operate on a quantum fluctuation principle that's actually quite similar to our Aegis prototypes. A new alert sounded, and Lieutenant Commander Ryu's eyes widened. Admiral, we're receiving a transmission. They're finally responding. The main view screen flickered to life, revealing the humanoid figure with iridescent blue-green skin, elongated features, and 4 pupil-less eyes that seemed to capture and reflect light like polished obsidian. I am Grand Admiral Threll of the Naxarian Expansion Fleet, the alien announced in perfect English, its voice resonating with an odd harmonic quality. Your primitive detection systems have obviously alerted you to our presence. We have studied your species for decades and find you potentially useful. Your planet possesses resources valuable to our dominion. Submit to Naxarian authority, and your species will be permitted to exist as a client race under our protection. Voss stepped forward, her posture perfect, her expression unreadable. This is Admiral Kyria Voss of Earth Defense Command. We represent a sovereign planet with no interest in becoming anyone's client race. Our scans show you have impressive technology, Grand Admiral, but if you've truly studied us, you know humanity doesn't respond well to threats. The Naxarian's upper eyes narrowed while the lower ones widened, a gesture of amusement, or perhaps contempt. Admiral Voss, your bravado is noted but unnecessary. Your most advanced weapons are crude nuclear devices and primitive kinetic weapons. Our shields would barely register such attacks. We have conquered 34 worlds across 17 star systems. None have successfully resisted. Perhaps they lacked proper motivation, Voss replied. Or perhaps they didn't have what we have. And what is that, human? Millennia of warfare against ourselves. We've spent our entire history finding better ways to kill each other. Now we have someone else to focus on. Voss smiled thinly. You have 24 hours to leave our solar system. After that, we cannot guarantee your safety. The Naxarian commander actually laughed, a sound like crystal shards grinding together. Your primitive species cannot possibly threaten a Naxarian battle fleet. We will begin our approach to your planet in 6 hours. Prepare your leaders to surrender formally, or we will demonstrate our power on your population centers. The transmission ended abruptly. Captain Santos approached Voss slowly. Do you think they detected any of our advanced installations? No, Voss said confidently. Their scans were focused on our visible defenses, the orbital platforms, the lunar base, the Mars outpost. They didn't detect anything buried in the asteroid belt or beneath the ice of Europa and Ganymede. Then they have no idea what they're walking into, Santos said, a hint of grim satisfaction in her voice. Exactly. Voss turned to address the command center. Initiate Protocol Phoenix. All stealth platforms to battle readiness. Activate the Aegis grid. And get me the Security Council. We need unanimous authorization for full deployment. As the command center erupted into controlled activity, Voss studied the holographic representation of the approaching fleet. The Naxarians had arranged their ships in a classic invasion formation, capital ships protected by layers of smaller vessels, a formation designed to overwhelm planetary defenses through sheer firepower and numbers. It was a formation that would have worked perfectly against the defense systems the Naxarians thought Earth possessed. 6 hours later, as promised, the Naxarian fleet began its final approach to Earth. Their ships moved with confidence, entering high orbit with shields activated but weapon systems in standby mode, a show of overwhelming force rather than immediate aggression. A new transmission came through. Grand Admiral Threll appeared again, his 4 eyes gleaming with triumph. Admiral Voss, your time has expired. We detect no significant movement of your defensive assets. Have you come to your senses and decided to surrender? Voss stood on the command deck, surrounded by her senior officers. Grand Admiral, humanity's answer remains the same. We will not surrender. You still have time to withdraw. Such defiance is pointless, Threll said dismissively. Very well. To demonstrate our power, we will destroy your largest orbital defense platform. Perhaps then you will understand the futility of resistance. The largest Naxarian capital ship repositioned, its weapon systems powering up. Energy readings spiked as it targeted the International Orbital Defense Station Alpha, humanity's most visible military installation in space. Signal detected from the enemy flagship, reported Lieutenant Commander Ryu. They're targeting IODS Alpha with some kind of focused plasma weapon. Let them, Voss said calmly. All personnel have been evacuated. The Naxarian weapon fired, a brilliant lance of blue-white energy that connected with the orbital platform. For a moment, the platform seemed to absorb the energy, and then it detonated spectacularly, fragments spinning away in all directions. Impressive display, Voss commented dryly. Grand Admiral Threll's expression was smug as he re-established communication. This was but a fraction of our capability. Will you now surrender, or shall we target one of your cities next? Voss's expression hardened. Neither. Computer, transmit our response. A simple text message was sent to the Naxarian fleet. UAV STESI your FAT. Confusion flickered across Threll's alien features. What game is this, human? Do you not understand your situation? I understand perfectly, Voss replied. Activate Phoenix Array. Across the solar system, hidden installations powered up. In the asteroid belt, stealth platforms disguised as ordinary rocks revealed advanced weapon systems. Beneath the ice of Europa and Ganymede, massive energy cannons emerged. And in Earth orbit, seemingly civilian satellites transformed, shedding their disguises to reveal military-grade technology far beyond what the Naxarians had detected. What is this? Threll demanded, genuine alarm in his voice for the first time. Our scans detected nothing of this magnitude. That was the point, Grand Admiral. Humanity learned long ago to keep our best cards hidden. Voss's voice was cold. You should have done your homework better. This isn't our first contact with alien life. Just our first contact we've made public. Before Threll could respond, Earth's hidden defenses opened fire. Advanced plasma weapons, remarkably similar to Naxarian technology, but with critical improvements, struck the unprepared alien ships. Quantum-guided missiles bypassed their shields entirely through microspace jumps, detonating directly against their hulls. Impossible. Threll raged as reports of damage flooded in from his fleet. Your species cannot possess this technology. Yet here we are, Voss replied. This is your final warning, Grand Admiral. Withdraw your forces now, or we will be forced to demonstrate our full capabilities. As the first Nexarian support ships began to explode under the onslaught, Grand Admiral Threll's expression shifted from shock to rage. This changes nothing. We still outnumber and outgun you. All ships, full attack pattern. Target their hidden weapons first, then their population centers. The Nexarian fleet reorganized with impressive speed, bringing their main weapons to bear. The first counterattack blasted 3 of Earth's asteroid-based platforms to dust. And so it begins, Voss murmured. All units, execute Phase 2. The Reckoning. Grand Admiral Threll had conquered 34 worlds across 17 star systems in his 3-century career. Not once had he encountered serious resistance, certainly nothing like the devastating counterattack the humans had just unleashed. 7 support vessels had been destroyed outright, and 3 capital ships reported critical damage. Impossible, he muttered, studying the tactical display. How did we miss this level of technology? His second-in-command, Sub-Admiral Vexus, approached cautiously. The humans appear to have deliberately concealed their capabilities, Grand Admiral. Our long-range scans detected only their public technology, their civilian infrastructure and visible military assets. A deliberate deception. Threll growled, his 4 eyes narrowing into slits. They wanted us to underestimate them. Yes, sir. And Vexus hesitated. Their weapon systems, the design signatures are familiar. Threll turned sharply. Explain. They appear to be derived from Zithian technology, sir. The quantum guidance systems, the shield penetration capabilities, they're all hallmarks of Zithian design. Threll's blood ran cold. The Zithians had been the only species to ever successfully resist the Nexarian dominion, forcing a treaty rather than submission. They had disappeared from known space centuries ago, presumed extinct after their sun went supernova. How would humans acquire Zithian technology? Threll demanded. Unknown, sir, but there's more. Vexus brought up a new holographic display. We've detected unusual energy signatures across their entire solar system. They appear to be connected through some kind of quantum entanglement network that our sensors can't fully analyze. On the main view screen, Admiral Voss reappeared. Grand Admiral, your fleet is taking heavy damage. I urge you to withdraw before this escalates further. Threll's composure snapped. You dare dictate terms to me. The Nexarian Dominion does not retreat. All ships concentrate fire on their planetary defense grid. Target their major population centers. Let them see what defiance brings. The Nexarian fleet regrouped, bringing the remaining capital ships to bear on Earth itself. Massive energy weapons charged, preparing to rain destruction on the blue planet below. But before they could fire, a new phenomenon appeared. Across Earth's atmosphere, a shimmering barrier began to form, a planetary shield unlike anything the Nexarians had encountered before. The Aegis grid is fully online, Admiral, reported Captain Santos on the EDC command deck. All nodes functioning at optimum efficiency. Voss nodded in satisfaction. And the Artemis platforms? In position and awaiting your command. The Nexarian weapons fired. Dazzling beams of concentrated energy designed to penetrate planetary atmospheres and vaporize cities. They struck Earth's new shield and dissipated harmlessly, absorbed by the energy barrier and redirected into the planet's power grid. What is this technology? Threll raged, slamming his fist against his command console. Nothing can block a concentrated barrage from 5 capital ships. Sir, Vexus interrupted, genuine fear in his voice. We're detecting new energy signatures, hundreds of them, emerging from Earth's oceans. Beneath the world's vast oceans, humanity's greatest secret was revealing itself. Massive platforms rose from the depths, breaking the surface with surprisingly little disturbance. Each platform housed a single weapon, a device that defied conventional classification. Artemis platforms deployed and targeting, announced Lieutenant Commander Ryu. Ready on your command, Admiral. Voss took a deep breath. Grand Admiral Threll, this is your final warning. Our Artemis weapon system is now targeting your fleet. This technology was not designed by humans. It was gifted to us by the last survivors of a race you might remember. The Scythians. On his command ship, Threll froze. Impossible. The Scythians perished when their son died. Not all of them, Voss replied. A small group escaped, searching for a new home. They found Earth, nearly 300 years ago. They saw potential in humanity, not as servants, but as equals. They integrated with our society, shared their knowledge, and together we prepared for the day the stars would bring new threats to our doorstep. You lie, Threll snarled, but the uncertainty in his voice betrayed him. The Scythians predicted the Naxarian Dominion would eventually find Earth. They helped us prepare. What you're facing isn't just human ingenuity, Grand Admiral. It's human determination combined with Scythian technology and 3 centuries of preparation. Across Earth's oceans, the Artemis platforms locked onto the Naxarian fleet. Each weapon contained a miniaturized version of the technology that had allowed the Scythians to harness the power of their dying sun before escaping its destruction. Stand down your weapons, Grand Admiral, Voss said, her voice steady. Return to Naxarian space and report that Earth is not to be threatened. We have no interest in conquest, but we will defend ourselves without mercy if attacked. Threll's 4 eyes blinked rapidly as he processed this information. His tactical display showed the impossible. His once mighty fleet reduced to 18 functional vessels, surrounded by weapons of Scythian design that could potentially destroy them all. This is not over, he finally said. The Dominion will not forget this humiliation. It doesn't have to be humiliation, Voss countered. It could be the beginning of understanding. The Scythians offered us friendship instead of conquest, and look what we achieved together. Perhaps there's a lesson there. Threll cut the transmission without responding. Moments later, the remaining Naxarian ships began to withdraw, their engines pushing to maximum capacity as they fled Earth's orbit. In the EDC command center, a cheer erupted as the alien fleet retreated. Voss allowed herself a small smile before raising her hand for silence. This isn't a victory, she announced. It's a beginning. The galaxy now knows humanity isn't defenseless. They know we have powerful technology and the will to use it. Some will seek alliance. Others will plot more carefully before attempting invasion. Captain Santos approached her admiral. And the Naxarians. They'll be back, eventually, with better intelligence and greater numbers. But by then, we'll be ready to meet them among the stars, not just from Earth. Voss turned to face the main view screen, now showing the retreating alien ships. Send a final message to Grand Admiral Threll. What message, Admiral? Asked Lieutenant Commander Ryu. Voss considered for a moment. Tell him. Earth remembers its friends and its enemies equally well. Which would you prefer to be? As the message was transmitted, Voss gazed at the holographic display of Earth. Beautiful, blue, and now unmistakably defended. Humanity had passed its first true test against the stars. The ancient Scythian survivors who had integrated into human society generations ago had been right. Humanity's greatest strength wasn't just its adaptability or ingenuity, but its capacity to turn enemies into allies when given the chance. Whether the Naxarians would learn this lesson remained to be seen. But one thing was certain. Earth's message had been delivered to the galaxy. Underestimate humanity at your peril. In the vast darkness of space, as the Naxarian fleet limped away from the Sol system, Grand Admiral Threll received Earth's final transmission. Against his better judgment, a flicker of respect kindled within him. These humans were unlike any species the Dominion had encountered before. Perhaps, just perhaps, there was something to learn here. Your orders, Grand Admiral. Sub-Admiral Vexus asked cautiously. Threll stared at the message on his screen for a long moment before replying. Set course for Naxarian space and prepare a full report on everything we've learned about humanity. The defeated fleet vanished into the darkness, leaving Earth to its victory and the stars to their silent witness of a new power emerging on the galactic stage.